Everyone watching Anime with Jackson, and in this video today I'm going through 6 problems that we as anime fans at one point in time through our, I guess, career of watching anime, we face. So yeah, let's get down to it. Now the first problem I thought of, or issue, or whatever we want to call it, is when we finish an anime series that we are invested into, like emotionally invested into, and we feel sad and we don't know really what to do. Now, these series don't have to be long running, okay? The longer running the series is, the more emotionally invested you can get into it. But even 12 episode anime can lead you to be emotionally invested into it. It doesn't really take long. But that feeling of, not exactly that you've lost something, even though you kind of have, but you don't know what to do now, because where are you going to put that 20, 30 minutes a week towards now? What are you going to do? Are you going to... there's so many things you can do at that time, and you don't know what to do, and you feel sad that you're not going to see these characters again. So yeah, it is rather saddening when you finish a series that you had really invested yourself into. The next problem I've thought of is when a non-anime watcher, so someone that's never seen anime, well, not necessarily ever, but they haven't really watched anything that would be considered anime since they were a child, and I bet you see where this is going, says that anime is just for children. Have you seen High School DxD? Like, don't think that's for children. But it's just one of those things that really gets to anime fans, because we know, like, you got Tokyo Ghoul, you got Attack on Titan, like I said, High School DxD, you got all the other ecchi fan service anime, you got all the other gory anime like Akame ga Kill, for one example, is a bit more of a gorier series in comparison to some of the other anime like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and all those more child. Yokai Watch is a big one at the moment. Yeah, like, it really gets under our skin when someone says that what we put our time towards is just for children and we haven't grown up. Well, no, some of these shows are actually for adults. This next one may not go for every anime watcher. It depends on what part of your life you actually started watching anime. I do believe that while it may not completely apply to all of us, it may somewhat apply to all of us, of your life starts revolving around anime. So you wake up in the morning and you watch anime, or you, before you go to bed, you watch anime, or when you're on your lunch break at work, you watch anime. Like, you find the time to watch it, whether that is like half hour before you go to bed or something. So, like, your life starts revolving around it. It doesn't matter how big of an anime fan you are. If you start going, you know what, I want to watch this show, how am I going to fit everything else around this show? But yeah, so our lives eventually just start revolving around it. And even what we do, like, let's say you book a trip to Japan and you go, big anime fan, I have to go to Akihabara or Nakano Broadway, or go to this part of Japan because that's where this anime that I watched had a scene in. So yeah, we start doing things solely around anime. Maybe not solely, but anime begins to play a part in our life a little bit strongly than probably what it should. Problem number 4, and this one is more so if you watch an anime that has a little bit more questionable scenes or imagery, would be the best way to put it, is when your parents come in at the wrong moment. Now, I'm lucky, I've actually never had it happen to me, although I don't know how. Actually, no, I did have a moment watching Gundam 00 in second season, and there's scenes where, even though you can't see any private areas because it's all just shining lights thing, they just haven't drawn it in, you could see the main male character in no clothes completely. So no, I did have a moment, because Mum walked in on that and, what the hell are you watching? So I guess firstly, it doesn't just have to happen for ecchi anime, it can even happen for just normal anime. It's part of the story, just part of the moment. But you're more likely to get it if you're watching ecchi anime, especially if you watch it a lot. That's my belief. Like, you're kind of asking for it. But it's that embarrassment of, oh crap. Hey, Mum. I reckon that in some way the majority of us will eventually. It doesn't matter really if you watch it shonen or shoujo, or it doesn't matter what kind of anime you watch, you're probably going to have some moment that's a little bit more questionable, and that's when someone else walks in and they go, what the hell are you watching? Now, the fifth problem is when a character that you really like dies, and yeah, that can be actually quite sad. And I guess that you can get quite angry as well, because you go like, I really like this character. I remember when I was watching Gurren Lagann and Kamina died, I saw so many comments of why did they kill him off? He was the main character, which, by the way, he wasn't. People were angry about that, but then you get other moments of like with Naruto when Jiraiya died, that was a little bit more heartbreaking. It was a little bit more sad. Like, I will admit, I've never cried for an anime character, but I have come bloody close a couple of times. I will admit that. But never managed to shed a tear. I've managed to fight them back. But the time some of these characters, when they die, you feel really sad. Like, you really like that character. They were cool. They were inspiring, I guess. But yeah, like, when your favorite character in the series, because just because it's your favorite doesn't mean that it's necessarily the main character, dies, you just go, I don't like this, I don't want this to happen, bring it back. Last problem number 6. This is one that any major anime fan has. If you're someone that's either used to being on a schedule, like you don't really get much time to watch it, or you've got other things to do other than anime, like you don't exactly have this issue completely. And I guess that if you're new to anime, you shouldn't have this issue completely either. But that's when this is the last episode for the day. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the last episode for the day. Like, it's when you can't stop watching. And I've done in a previous video of anime addiction, and even though I stated that maybe we aren't necessarily addicted to anime, you can put a thing up here for that video and the links down in the description below. We just can't stop. And even though, like I said just before, anime addiction isn't what we have, I do reckon that's the best way to describe it, especially to other people that may not get it. It's a description of how much we enjoy anime more than our condition. But yeah, so we find it hard to just stop. You just go, okay, I've made it to episode 6 of second season of Attack on Titan. There's more episodes to watch. You'll watch number 7 and that'll be my last one. And you finish number 7 and you go, but I've got to watch number 8 now. And I guess that following on like that just keeps going and going and going until you look at the time, and instead of you trying to go to bed at midnight, it's now 4 o'clock in the morning. With what I was going on beforehand of, if you're new to anime, you probably don't have it quite as bad. And the same if you're used to working on restraints of whether that be you just don't have the time or there's other things to do, which usually indicate that you don't have the time. But you'd get something similar of, you'd finish your last episode and you'd go, I can't watch another one, but I really want to. And it comes back to problem number 3 of our life then revolves around anime, of you have these restraints, so then you actually work the anime into your life and all that because you want to watch the next episode. But yeah, that is all I have for you for this video today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like or comment down in the comment section below. If you want to see more content by me, then click my channel link. You might find another video or two that you like the look of. Or consider clicking that subscribe button. It would be a great help for me, and you get to stay up to date for when I upload more videos. Again, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time in the next video.